Lesson 7, rate of change. So rate of change is just slope, but we do have a formula for it so that when we're dealing with points, we can deal with it that way. So it's y2 minus y1, which represents the change in y, so the rise, over x2 minus x1, which is the change in x, which is the run. So it doesn't matter which point is what, but if you say that this is going to be x1, then this point has to be y1. Then this point would be x2, and this point would be y2. So on the top, we're going to put our y values. So we're going to go 5, subtract 2. On the bottom, we're going to do our x values. So 7, subtract 1. So our change in y, which is our rise, is going to be 3. Over our change in x's, which is our run, which would be over 6. So our slope would be 1 over 2, or 0.5. So that is how you use the formula. So let's do another example of this. Determine the slope of a line that passes through the following points. So we're going to call this x1 and y1. We're going to call this x2 and y2. So on the top, we'll do our y points. So we're going to go 15, subtract 7. On the bottom, we're going to do our x points. So 7, subtract 3. And 15 subtract 7 is 8. 7 subtract 3 is 4. So we have 8 divided by 4, which is 2. So the rate of change, or the slope, is 2. Next example, determining the length of a line using this. So we're going to still use, we know that the rise squared plus the run squared, and then we take the square root of that, is going to give us the length of the line. So we're going to use the points to help us find our rise and our run. So we're going to go y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to call this x1 and x2. We're going to call this y1 and y2. So on the top we have 5, subtract 2. On the bottom we have 7, subtract 1. This is the question we did on the other side. We know that it comes out to be 3 over 6. To find the length of this line, we're going to do the square root of 3 squared plus 6 squared, which is the square root of 9 plus 36, which is the square root of 45. Type that into your calculator. You should get 6.7 is the length of that line. So we'll do another example of that. Find the slope as well as the length of the line. So we're going to call this x1, we're going to call this x2, we're going to call this y1, we're going to call this y2. So on the top, we have our y values, so we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we have, what is that number, 28, subtract 16 on the top, and on the bottom we have 9, subtract 7. We're going to do this subtraction and we would get 12 out of 2. Now, when you're doing the length of the line, always use it from this. Don't ever use it from a simplified part. But our simplified slope would be 6. To find the length of the line, we're going to do rise squared plus run squared and square root it. So you have 12 squared plus 2 squared, which is 144 plus 4, which is the square root of 148. Type that into our calculator and you would get 12.17. And that is all of the things you need to know about slope. Congratulations, you made it. Bye.